about 8 o'clock at night, and my hubby is doing his damn thing. Yeah. That looks good. So it all began when my husband suggested I go to nail school. I had been doing my own nails for a good minute and I was getting really good at it, as he thought. And so it went from just trying to save a little bit of money to actually thinking about it as a career. He pushed me to go to nail school and I was like, you know what, okay, that's fine. The time of school was about 3 months. We were not paying too much money for it. It was probably like $1,200. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, if I don't like it, it's fine. We're not gonna be wasting a lot of money. So I went ahead and went to nail school. I did do a lot of research for myself, and that kind of pushed me to continue to practice. I was getting a lot of clients in during that time that I was going to school. You know, people were calling to ask for me to do their nails. It was pretty exciting to see the interest clients had in me. And so I finished nail school. Right before I did, I had a local salon owner contact me, as she had seen my work. She suggested we sit down and kind of see if I wanted to work there or not. And I was like, you know what, okay. I looked at her work and I was like, yeah, this is a place I could see myself working at. Working under somebody that's pretty well known is a really good idea. So I did. I started working there and I stayed there for 3 years. And during that entire process, it was, practicing, learning a ton. I pushed myself to continue to do better and better. I was never content with my work. And so in the first year of me doing nails, I got completely booked up. I was doing really well for myself. If I might brag on myself, I really was doing pretty good for being that I was so new. The fact that I was doing pretty good kind of sparked the idea in my husband's brain that I should start my own salon. Being that I had just moved here to Pensacola, and I had finally, built up my clientele, I was so content being a booth renter. My responsibilities consisted of doing people's nails, paying my booth rent, and going home. I did not want that to change. I was scared of that change. And so thinking about all the responsibilities that comes with a salon, being a salon owner, it terrified me. And I saw the salon owner from the salon I was working at. I saw everything she went through and I was like, no way do I want any parts of that. My husband kept pushing me and picking at it and, bringing up the subject. And we did have a lot of discussions about it. The second year went by and he continued to bring up the subject every so often. I started building up my Instagram. Slowly but surely it was growing and it was growing. And it got to the point where my husband was like, okay, look, you are starting to be very well known around here. Why do you not want to open a salon? And I kept telling him, like, look, I don't want to. I don't have much responsibilities. Everything that goes into it, it's scary to me. I did not feel comfortable with being a boss, essentially. We kind of just kept on my normal routine. So one day he comes to me and says, look, I found this building. I want you to go see it. I want this as an investment property. And I'm like, for what? And so he continues to say, if you don't want to open a salon, I am going to invest in some properties with the money we have saved up. And so I was like, okay, cool. I'm sorry, but I don't want to open a salon, but okay, cool. Invest the money where you think is best. He had me go look at this building and it almost, he had slightly hinted, like this could be a good potential salon, but if you don't want it for a salon, just go look at it and I will still purchase it and I will rent it out. So I went ahead and looked at this building, and it was in a really good location. It was pretty busy. There was a university around the corner. So I was like, you know what? This would be kind of cool, you know? We have so much car traffic going by. There's a school right down the street. It's busy here. You know, we can get a lot of attention and that could help us. And I was like, walked in and I'm like, this can go here, this can go there, that would look good here, my desk would be here. And so it almost sparked an interest in me, like, okay, you know, I can see myself in a different salon. We ended up talking to our real estate agent and decided that it wasn't a right fit for us. It needed a lot of work done, and at the moment we didn't have the money to do a major remodel like that. Because that sparked an interest in me, I decided to start looking myself into properties that could possibly work for us. I have to have seen at least 20. They were all commercial properties. Some were huge, some were smaller. They were all pretty decent, but none stood out to me to where I absolutely was like, this is it. I was driving home and I see this for sale sign. It's some building and I'm like, that looks pretty decent. The outside looked like it had freshly been painted. And I was like, so this can't be on the market for too long. Once I input the address into Google, it popped up the listing. Immediately I was like, oh my gosh, it's way under budget. I told my husband about it and he was like, okay, we're gonna contact our real estate agent. And so I did. We contacted her. We made an appointment to go look at this place. So I walked in, and to this side there's a kitchen. On this side it's like an open space, and then there's like 3 rooms in the bathroom. It was little, but it was perfect. So this was a residential property. I was like, okay, we're gonna have to figure out if we could even use this as a business. This is definitely zoned for commercial and residential. I was like, but I need to see what the steps are in order to make this happen. And so we went ahead and put in an offer. I was like freaking out, and you know, there was like 5 or 6 other people interested. We ended up getting the building. So I contacted our county and they basically said that, you know, I had to go to a meeting and kind of give them all the points of what I was looking to do and what I wanted to use it for and all that good stuff. We had a contractor come by to look at it to see what we can do as far as transforming it into the business that I wanted it to be. And so we started that process in the midst of dealing with the county and trying to turn this into a commercial property. Because we knew it would be possible, we went ahead and started the remodel. It was amazing being able to see how much it can change. Luckily, my husband is very handy and he was able to do a lot of that work, and then the contractor kind of finished it off in a way. We ended up getting it almost perfect. While I was dealing with the county, they were doing that side of the remodel. So the first step into turning a residential property into a commercial property, you basically have to bring a blueprint of the layout of the building. I went ahead and did all the blueprints myself. We took all the measurements. So I went to this meeting where there was a ton of county members there. The fire and rescue, our ADA department, the water and sanitation department, like every single department was there. I basically stated like, this is what I have, this is what I want, we're gonna use it for this. And they went over all the information. They gave us a few pointers on what we needed to do to make it work. I went ahead and did the final one, had another meeting, and they basically gave me a go. I had to get with every single member and see if they were okay with it. I had them sign off all the information. There were certain little things that they had us do as far as work to the outside of the building. For example, since it was a residential and commercial area, they wanted to try to separate the two. They went ahead and made us put in a fence along our back side of the building to separate that house that was in back of us. They had me go through FDOT and figure out, because we were on a state road, they made us do certain things to our parking lot. Everybody signed off, they were all good on it. ADA came along and that was the biggest hassle. We ended up having a few issues when that came around. The ADA department went ahead and did our inspection. They failed when he looked at our parking. So we had already had somebody come out and draw the lines and everything to the handicapped parking spot. Well, when ADA came out, they were like, you guys seem to have too much of a slope. The incline of the parking had to be at the most 2% of an incline. Ours was at 4%. The guy basically told us you can either jackhammer the entire parking lot out and re-concrete it to where there's less of an incline, or you might possibly be able to throw some concrete over and call it good. And so in the middle of that, we were finishing up with the remodel. It was looking great. It got done so quickly. That was done in about 3 weeks. We went from, it looking like a complete house to looking like an actual business. It was so pretty to me. We started moving everything in. We started moving all the furniture in. We started putting up frames. My husband did shelving. Our fire and rescue came along. They were like, "Wait, you're a nail salon. Do you have a ventilation system in place?" No. Nobody told us about this. And so they're like, "That's crazy, because I could have sworn I talked to your wife," which was me, my husband, And so my husband's like, "This guy told you this." And I'm like, "He didn't tell me anything. Like, I would have remembered this." A ventilation system is not something you just forget. Like, I just put it aside and I forgot, oh, they told me something super huge, but I'm not gonna remember that. That's gonna be like $10,000. We're super stressed out at this point. It got to the point where I was like, I give up. We're just gonna kind of go with it and see how long it takes. So in the middle of all of that, the salon owner where I was working, mind you, I worked there for 3 years. 3 years. She's like, "I need you guys out by October 1st. And it was like the beginning of September. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all these things to worry about. Our money is so low. How am I gonna get out of here within a month? It was so stressful. Luckily, we were able to find a company that was willing to do our ventilation system for not so much. So we were like, okay, we can make this work. We ended up getting it done. It was inspected and we were good to go. Then we still had to deal with the parking. We contacted a few pavement companies and they basically all gave us the same answer. We cannot pour concrete over existing concrete because it's just gonna chip away. You have that cold joint, it's not gonna work out. So we're like, we understand that, we just need to get it approved. Can you just do this? We're gonna pay you, just make it get approved. Finally, we had one company that was like, if that's what you want, okay, we can do that. It's gonna be this amount of money. We can get it done this day. The quote they gave us wasn't as much as we expected. So we were like, okay, let's give it a go. So we're almost done with the inside and it was starting to look like the salon that I wanted. We had put in all the furniture. We started putting up the flower wall, which is my absolute favorite. And it was just all coming together. We were getting so close to getting done. We were just looking for a few more little frames and stuff to get up on the walls. We were doing all that work while the concrete was being poured up. So we left and we were coming back to drop off some more stuff and we see that it was not being done how we had asked them to do it. And so, we went inside and I'm talking to my husband like, this doesn't look right. This isn't going to be approved. If anything, it's more dangerous. It was ridiculous looking. So you have the concrete at one level and then you had like this much concrete on top of it. And I'm like, somebody can fall off of that. What common sense is that? Like, that's not going to work. They're not going to approve us. We're freaking out. And I'm like, it's gonna be fine. You know what? Maybe the ADA guy will be like, I'm sick of you guys, just do it. And so we ended up getting it done. The guys refused to fix the work because they were already so far deep into it. And it was late during the day. He's like, my boss told me to do it this way. This is how we're gonna do it and I'm gonna finish it. And if it's not right, it's kind of your fault. So that made it even worse. They finished it. We were like, you know what, we'll deal with it. It's fine. At this point, it was September 15th or something like that. and deadline of us moving out of the salon is October 1st. And so the pressure of that was insane. And so we went ahead and we're like, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine. The guy, we called him and we're like, hey, you know, we got the concrete done. When can you come by and do the final inspection? No way did we think he was gonna approve it. There was like this much hope in me that he was just sick of us calling him and he was just gonna, you know what, go ahead, do it. Normally we meet them up there to do the inspection and then they tell us, you know, whether we're approved or not. So he was like, you know what, don't worry about it. I'll just do it sometime tomorrow morning and I'll leave you guys a note on the door. And so we're like, okay, what time in the morning? He's like, I'm just gonna go whenever I get a chance. We went about our day. We were getting more stuff ready for the salon and it was about 1 o'clock the next day and we're like, okay, it should be good to go. He said in the morning, so it's not morning anymore. We stopped by and I see this tiny little sticker on the door. I ran up to the door and I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, like, we're good. We're approved, we're done. Like this is it, we're good to go. The amount of relief we had at that point was insane. So this is September 17th and we're like, we're done. We contacted the county just to make sure they weren't messing with us. And they were like, no, you're good. You can come pick up your certificate of occupancy. You're good to go. You're all set. And so I contacted my coworker and I'm like, hey, we're approved. And, you know, we kind of celebrated through text. And I'm like, you want to move in tonight or you want to wait till tomorrow? And she's like, tonight. And I was like, bet. I contacted the salon owner and I was like, hey, we got approved. I'm going to go ahead and pick up my stuff and we're going to move out tonight. And she's like, okay, no problem. We went, packed our stuff within like 2 hours and we started moving in that day. It was such a good feeling to know we were done. We spent all night fixing our stuff, reorganizing our stuff. It was just all coming together so nicely. It was so exciting. All of our clients were super supportive. It was such a great feeling to be able to finally finish the project that seemed like it took forever. This took us a total of 6 months. That seemed like it was an eternity. It was so worth it. The final result of our salon is everything that I expected and more. Everybody that comes in the door loves it. And I think that's like the most rewarding part of it all, just seeing everybody's reaction to it. All of our clients were so excited for us. The moral of all of this is just go for it. It's not okay to keep putting dreams and goals aside. Just do it and you won't regret it. There's definitely so many ups and downs we've dealt with ever since opening the salon. I regret not doing it a lot sooner, but I do appreciate all the knowledge that I have now, and the fact that I waited so long helped me become a better business owner and handle situations that I probably wouldn't have been able to handle, you know, within the first year of doing nails. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys enjoy these kind of videos, let me know. I'm more than happy to do them. Comment what you guys want to see and I'd be more than happy to get that out for you. Do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much.